Oh my god, it worked.
Change your name.
Wait, no, what's wrong with this name?
Why do I see his face?
Hello, Chelsea.
This is so weird.
Long time no talk. Oh my god, we got a message. I'm very excited because never mind, I'm not gonna say why I'm excited. I'm gonna play the message right now, okay? You ready?
Why does your facial hair look like that on your little emoji person?
Because it was the only thing that felt like me.
Your facial hair doesn't look like that
Why not?
at all.
Yeah, it's easy fix.
It's a lie. It doesn't look like that anymore. That was like in the beginning of quarantine.
I can hear you in the other room before you say anything. Okay, let's take a live message. It's actually a pre-recorded message.
You know that?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you just fine.
All right, thank you very much for that message. I appreciate you guys calling in and sharing your thoughts with us. If anyone else has any messages, please don't be afraid to send it. Now's your chance. Now's your chance to say almost anything you want to me. Or caretaker. Are you still there? I can hear you in your room. You're just ignoring me. Oh my god, we've got another one. This is exciting. All right, we ready? Hope it's not bad.
Can you tell my boyfriend that he should take a shower?
Yes. If Chusky, was that the name? Your boyfriend. Okay? Chusky's boyfriend. Go and take a shower. But I think that it's actually appropriate to
shower. William,
what?
You're such a hypocrite. You don't ever shower.
That is not true. And if it was true, it was because I'm saving the planet by conserving water.
That's not true.
If you try to make me look like a bad guy for saving the planet, I think that maybe you need to consider that you're the baddie.
You smell really
All
bad.
right, on that note, we've got ourselves another audience message. Very excited for this one. Jake,
Arduino.
Okay. Thank you for that message, Jake. Yes. Actually, I mean, it really wasn't much of a question. You're not really giving me much to go off of, but I'm just gonna go off. I bought a teensy, and I bought a teensy. This is just sit this one out, caretaker. It's big brain time. I got a teensy. Why are you breaking out? I can't hear you. And I got a Raspberry Pi Pico, and I have tried neither of them, and so I have nothing to add. Oh my god, so many audience messages. Let them rip, guys.
Stinky, smelly William Osman, stinky boy.
Thank you for the message again. I think that was Jake again. I appreciate it. My favorite feedback is constructive feedback, and I think that I'm not sure if that was constructive feedback or not, but I'm gonna take it so I don't feel bad. Oh my god, there's another message. Oh, there's a call request. Can you add someone, or does that swap them out of the call?
Greetings from Italy. Just quickly wanted to ask, Will, do you happen to have any idea if you will go on the Cold Ones podcast at any time? And if so, will you also go with Caretaker here to get her side of some stories of the shenanigans you get up to?
Cold Ones podcast. Chad tried to get me to go on the Cold Ones podcast when we were in Australia. Caretaker, I think you need to get closer to the internet. You're too far from the internet.
The problem is I'm in the same house.
Chad tried to get me to delay my flight, and I really didn't want to delay my flight from Australia, and so I did not go on the Cold Ones podcast. But maybe next time I go to Australia. Part of the problem is you're not allowed to go anywhere right now. So, but yeah, I definitely would do that. I don't know. I don't drink a lot because I get like major headaches if I drink. I think I get that from my mom's genetics. My dad's side of the family, they're all alcoholics, but I inherited my mom's genes.
Oh, yeah.
She can't drink and I can't drink either. It just gives me a raging. What? I'm sorry. I can't say that.
Just throw them under the bus, why don't you?
I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, I'll go on Cold Ones, and maybe I'll whatever. I don't want to. I don't want to say that I won't.
Well, me better now.
You still break in and out.
Well, the problem is
Oh,
you're next
we
to
gotta here. Just go in the other room that's closer to the router. I'm gonna play some while you figure your stuff out. I'm gonna play some more audio messages.
Hey William, I just had a quick question. What type of engineer are you? Are you an electrical engineer or a computer engineer?
I'm a bad engineer. I hope that answers your question. No, I went to school for mechanical engineering, and while doing that, I had to take some. I mean, every mechanical engineer has to take some electrical engineering classes. And when you take electrical engineering classes, you're like, oh, some of these classes are kind of cool. And something I had been super interested in was microprocessors. I had been playing with some Arduinos, trying to work on some personal projects. And so I ended up doing an electrical engineering degree because after taking the classes required to get to the microprocessor course, I was so close to getting a minor in electrical engineering that I just did it. It was like 2 more classes or something because I really wanted to take that microprocessor class, and that got me like the prerequisites got me really close to a minor, and then I just had a rough senior year. Like the last semester, I took like 16 units instead of like 8, and I got the minor in electrical.
Tell
All
them
right,
how
next
many times
audio-
it took you. Tell them how many times it took you to pass differential equations.
Yeah, okay, so differential equations. Oh man, I got brutalized by math. So it goes calculus 1, calculus 2, calculus 3, differential equations. I took differential equations 3 times. I failed it the first time because it was community college and it was mixed with linear algebra, and it was like a 5-unit class. It was brutal, and the teacher sucked. It was one of those teachers that like writes down on transparencies and like slowly retracts a piece of printer paper, and so it's like the same notes they've been using for years, and they just like slowly reveal into the class. The second time, I don't know. The second time was I don't really have an excuse, and then the third time, this is actually my favorite thing to share. The teacher, you guys will not believe this. The teacher made us turn the homework in, and I got an A in the class. Differential equation is actually pretty cool. What was it? I think that was a tangent. Let's go to the next one. Caretaker, did you pass? Did you do science?
I mean, I was required to take science classes, but I took science for teaching elementary students. The coolest one I took was an oceanography. That was a really cool.
The study of dolphins.
The cat's trying to get in the room.
Give me
with
one
the doors
fun
closed.
fact about. Give me a fun fact about dolphins.
The cat's trying to get in the room right now. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Okay, that's not a fun fact. Okay, next audio message.
William, have you taken Calc 3 before, and if so, how did you manage?
Oh, we were just talking about
Yes,
math.
I did. I did take Calc 3. That is another class that I took twice. Calc 3, I think, is actually the easiest calculus, so I don't know how I failed it. Because I think, at least from my
Because
memory,
you're lazy.
yeah, no, because oh yeah, I remember. It's because I took Calc 3, and the second time I took differential equations in the same semester, so I was doing them at the same time. Big mistake. I failed both of them.
Oh, I remember that. You're stupid.
So I took them separate semesters after that and passed both of them the next time I took them. But I feel like Calc 3 was almost like Calc 1, just you had to do it multiple times for every problem. It was like, I don't know. That's what I remember. How was your experience with calculus, Caretaker?
I took it in high school with you.
Were we in the same class?
I switched to the easier one. You
Did
did calc.
It was AP. You didn't take the AP
Yeah,
test,
you
did
did. You did calc AP BC, and I switched to calc AB. I did that again.
What is calculus?
Math.
All right, there we go. Good answer.
I passed the class because I studied and I did my homework, but I'm not.
This is pretty
was
bad
not
though.
great.
That I feel like you could take calculus and still not understand what calculus is. Like the teachers don't even understand what it's for.
No, he was a good teacher. We watched Stand and Deliver.
Was it Via?
Yeah, calculus.
Oh God. Anyways, calculus is like the math of like rates and changes.
I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
No, I'm just saying I can't. Okay, there's so many messages. We gotta go.
This isn't stimulating to me to talk about.
Oh, I didn't.
Calculus.
This isn't for you. The audience literally asked about calculus. Okay, next.
Not me. They
favorite
asked you. They asked
project.
you.
Thank you for the half-assed message, David. The favorite project I've ever done. I don't. That's a trick question. It's a very tricky question for me to answer because sometimes the cool projects are also like the most tormenting, and sometimes like the simple projects can be the most rewarding. And so it's like it's fun when it's simple, and it can be painful when it's complex. But like the satisfaction of completing something complex is great. So I don't know. I think like the laser cutter was a project. I never made a video on it, but that definitely, if I hadn't built that laser cutter, I probably never would have started YouTube. So yeah, I gotta go back to the roots and say that was probably my favorite project.
So to answer the question in a better way than William just tried to do, my favorite video is the cereal milk spoon one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It was really like stupid idea, but then when you did it, it was like actually like, oh, this is cool. Like when you said you were gonna do that, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're an idiot. And then you did it, and I was like, this is actually kind of
Did
cool.
you say that? You would never say that.
That you're an idiot?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that I don't care about you, but you have a lot of bad ideas, and then some are good.
Thank you very much, caretaker. I feel like I need to give a real answer to that, but I'm struggling. I don't know. I feel like I've done so many things, it's hard to keep track. Like I can't even remember half the projects that I've done. I think the mechanical TV. I go back to the mechanical TV because it was really complicated and I never really got it to work super well, but I did the whole thing in like a 3-week period. And so I don't know. I feel like it was pretty good for what I did for like a first version prototype. Yeah, I'm gonna go with mechanical TV.
That's
People
my
want a
least
sequel.
favorite. That's
Why?
my least favorite. Because it was
You
on
see,
our
that's what I'm
honeymoon.
saying. Oh my God. Okay, next question.
Exactly.
I don't know if it didn't sound correctly, but what was your most favorite project? Like, what was a project that you had that you were just like, wow, this is so much fun. I enjoy this so much.
Oh, look at that. We have a clarification. I don't know. I think I like collaborations. Any collaboration, it's usually a lot of fun where you just get to do something with other people and usually the simpler the project, the more fun it is. I guess that's exactly what I said earlier. All right, we'll go. I feel like I answered that good enough. Next audience question or quote. I don't know. I have no idea what you guys have up your sleeves.
What is a video idea that you've always wanted to do, but you couldn't have for some reason, and what was that reason?
Oh, that's great. I have this idea that people got really mad at me. I wanted to try to build. I think this was like right after a lot of the 3D printed gun stuff. I wanted to try to make a gun out of wood, only wood. The Mythbusters did it with a cannon. They made a cannon out of a tree trunk, and I just thought that was so damn funny. But
yeah, and then I told him I don't want to have him arrested.
Yeah. I had someone who was like, "You absolutely cannot do that," and I got sad. I still want to build a cannon out of plywood. You see, isn't that kind of funny? You make a cannon out of plywood, nobody bats an eye, but you make a arguably less dangerous thing out of a piece of plywood, and everyone loses their minds. The cannon is terrifying. Oh, okay. Next, I'll do the next one.
Will there ever be a collab with you, Michael, and Alex from I Did a Thing?
Oh, I love Alex.
Alex is great. No, Michael's antisocial, so probably not. Michael was at the house when Alex visited us, and he just hid in his room the whole time.
If you maybe lured him with like Taco Bell and Diet Coke, like a trail.
No, yeah, that like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. when he was like the middle of his day.
Oh yeah. And you have to, correct. So basically, like Michael has the schedule of a raccoon.
Yeah.
And I don't have that schedule. But Alex is really nice, and very funny. And he's a soothing voice. He should definitely do some like ASMR videos.
All right. Next.
I didn't realize that you were on here. I just got off Philip DeFranco's stereo. What's going on?
Thank you very much for the question, I guess. Yes, I'm on here right now for the first time ever. What's going on? I am on stereo right now for the first time ever. Hope that answers your question. Other than that, I'm just trying to work on video, trying to check my GameStop stonks to make sure I'm making my tendies. I'm not. I'm not making any tendies right now. It's actually very sad. Hopefully the tendies come tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll be sad tomorrow too. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for the audio message.
Hey, Big Willie, I just wanted to know when the last time you talked to cameraman John was.
Well, this
I
weekend.
talked to John. Yeah, I talked to him. I chatted with him on Messenger a couple days ago. I had him do some sound effects for the next video. He did a really good job. But
Yeah,
other
he
than
did.
that, I mean, yeah, we don't talk super often, especially since like COVID really just made everything more distant for everybody. Like, it sucks. I talk to people so much less than I used to. Um, I got a Oculus Quest though, and I'm trying to get more people to get some VR because I like hanging out with people in VR is pretty the closest I've experienced to like actually hanging out with people in real life. It's a lot of fun. Unless you get motion sickness, and it's not fun.
I get motion sickness.
You haven't even tried it yet.
I have
I feel
at
like you
David's
might.
house.
Did you?
The reason,
Oh, really?
remember, there was the reason you got it. We used it at someone else's house.
Did that? Yeah, that was the index. So that the index is, I think, like very, very, very good tracking. Did that make you
No,
sick
it
at
was
all?
good, but
Oh,
no, I didn't get too bad because I don't think I played it long enough.
I feel like if you took the motion sickness pill, that's what would help.
Yeah, I take motion sickness pills when I drive because I get really bad car sickness. Fun fact about me.
Yeah, should take your license away. All right, next.
Hello, Math Failure here. Do you have any plans
Yes.
to rebuild the laser?
Uh, bruh, I've had plans to rebuild the laser for like 3 years, but it's so much work. It's so much work to make it that like it just doesn't happen. And it's I spent like 3 months building that
Yeah.
laser, and I had already bought like half of the parts. Like the whole story of the laser, some guy on Craigslist was selling all the parts he had accumulated to build his own laser cutter, and he had built like the gantry. He had built some of the stuff, but he had only built like maybe half or a little bit less than half. And so I bought it off of him. It was like I
Mm-hmm.
literally spent all the money I
Without
had. I think I
telling
had like
me,
yeah,
I came home from work. Mm-hmm.
I had like $1,400 in my bank account, and I literally paid the guy $1,400 for all the
Yep.
laser cutter parts because
Well, I
that's
was
about how much.
working full time and supporting
Yeah.
us, and then I came home to that.
And so, like I think the laser tube was like $600, and then the motors and all the aluminum and stuff. Or maybe it was 1,200. I don't remember.
It was
Um,
really, yeah, it was a lot of money.
it's a lot of money, but it's still cheap compared to buying one. Oh man, the story I could just keep going back. So the reason I wanted to or I wanted a laser cutter was because when I was in college, I like worked on some projects where I wanted to like cut some stuff with a laser cutter, and I was on Reddit in class one day, and there was a guy on the laser cutter forum. I think it was just like our laser cutting, and he gave someone like a zip code to show him like where shipping would be. Like, oh, I can cut stuff for you, and I'm like, oh my god, that's my zip code. So I messaged the guy, and I was like, hey, like, can I come check out your laser cutter? And he was like, okay, and we met up, and nobody lost their kidneys, and he would cut stuff for me for super cheap. I'd give him like,
Yeah.
$20 and he'd let me cut stuff on there. And then one day I messaged him and I said, hey, like, how big is the laser cutter again? Like, how wide of a sheet of plastic can I fit in there? And he answered me. And then, like, I ordered some plastic, and like 30 minutes later, he's like, oh, by the way, I moved. And he was like, now he's like 300 or like 200 miles away. So I was like, oh crap, I now have to build a laser cutter. And so I did. And then I built it. And that's the story of how I built the laser cutter. I remember thinking that I had really messed up too. And I spent that money. I was like, oh no, I made a mistake. No regrets. So, but I want to build another one. It's just a lot of work. All right, next message. I'm talking too much.
Did you consider any other names for Jimmy Neutron?
Yes. We considered Boots.
Gary.
Ow, Neutron. He just scratched me right now. He heard his name.
Kind of
We
want to name
considered Boots, but we kind of I don't know. He was just so cute. Honestly, we played with him for so long, and it was like, oh, we have to figure out a name. It's like more of an afterthought.
Yeah, I just think Jimmy Neutron is probably the best name you could ever have for a cat. So
He's really
or
perfect.
Kitty. I feel like either Kitty. Kitty's a good one. I like Kitty.
My mom's husband had a cat named Kitty, but everyone called her Miss Kitty. I don't know why. I have no clue.
I'm gonna go to the next audio message. Thank you for the question.
Will you ever upgrade from that poor Ford Taurus?
Yeah, one day, or maybe I did, and I just never show anybody because I'm afraid the internet's gonna get mad at me for buying a nice car.
Also, our neighbors love that car so much.
Oh, I have gotten like 6 tickets on that car, all for stupid stuff. Like it makes
I
me
think
so
our
mad.
neighbors call. I think neighbors are like, it's ugly, and they call because we've gotten a lot of tickets on it for no reason.
Oh my God. Yeah, I have spent more money. Every year I spend more money on tickets for that car than I do for the registration. It's actually it's infuriating. What did I get? The one I got is I got the car smogged, and then I got a
Neutron
ticket
just
the
hit his
next day
butt.
for not putting the registration sticker on it. But they hadn't sent the sticker because I had just gotten the car smogged. Anyways, I'm still mad about that. Thanks for reminding me. All right, next question.
Who do you want to collab with that you think like is out of your reach? Like, oh, they'll never collab with me or something along the lines of that.
I don't know. That's a good question. That answer
James Charles.
definitely changes over time. James Charles, that would be funny. I like the idea of collaborating with people
funny
that
for you to get. I would love to see you with
I
makeup.
talked to him at Playlist Live, and he basically ignored me.
Well,
yeah, I had a good idea too, and he just
maybe he thinks your face is unsavable with makeup.
Fine. I thought he liked straight guys.
William,
what?
What's wrong with you? Not everyone wants you.
No, that was. He got in trouble for being a weirdo. Maybe it's
You're
good.
a weirdo.
I'm digging my grave, so now I'll never be able to collaborate with James Charles.
I don't think
I don't know. I think it's funny to collaborate with people that absolutely no one expects you to collaborate with.
Who's someone that doesn't like you? Is there anyone that like notoriously doesn't like you? You should collaborate with that person. I don't know.
No.
I don't think there's anyone that doesn't like.
There's people that we just like kind of, they're not like someone that you'd be friends with, but I don't think there's many people that I don't know.
Neutron.
You trying to get me to start beef right now?
No, I'm playing with the cat.
I don't know. I can't. I'm having a hard time thinking because the easy answer is just like, oh, a bigger YouTuber. But if you want an honest answer, like the problem with collaborations is they can just be a lot of work. Like it just is difficult to. It's more effort. It's more time, and it's sometimes hard to balance having a person like in the video with you and not take too much focus away from your like normal video style. Like a lot of people you'll see do a collaboration and it'll feel like a bad video, and it's because it's just, I don't know, it's a different environment. So it can be a lot of work to do collaborations. All right, next.
What was the most dangerous project that you filmed and or scrapped?
There's one.
Oh, there's are you talking about the
ago.
exploding underwear?
No, that's one. There's two now that you've mentioned it.
Okay.
The one was the rocket skateboard.
Oh,
where
yeah.
My friend and I, we used to like do a lot of rocket stuff, and then we started putting rockets on things that you shouldn't put rockets on, like a skateboard. And then I had a Wii Fit the scale, and I had tapped into its load cells to like measure the rocket impulse. And at the job I had at the time, I stole I didn't really steal it. It was like a scrap piece of pipe. It was like a piece of quarter-inch steel pipe.
Yeah.
And I made a rocket motor shield. Like it just stuck it into the pipe so that in case the rocket exploded, the pipe would contain it. I'm very glad I did that because the rocket motor exploded. And it sent PVC chunks everywhere because it was a PVC pipe rocket motor, but it was a
You
little
guys
bit
did
too
it at the
big.
beach. You did it at the beach,
Yeah,
though,
we
right?
did it. It was like a very, very like kind of secluded portion of it. None of it we should have like none of it was like legal or anything, but there's a very like secluded portion of the beach which there's no access roads to, so you have to walk quite a bit of ways and it's away from everything. Um, and it exploded, and I was like, oh, this is supposed to be on a skateboard right underneath your feet. This was a bad idea, and then we stopped working on it. The other one was Nile Red and I, like over a year ago, we tried making a pair of exploding underwear. So we tried to turn uh, cotton into gun cotton, like flash paper. And oh my God, Nigel is a crackhead. He looks all professional in his videos, but you wouldn't believe what that son of a bitch does behind the scenes.
I was glad I wasn't there. That's all I have to say.
We had like a glass jar filled with nitric acid, like fuming nitric acid. And that stuff, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like the fumes, it was so bad. It was so bad.
That's what's still in the garage.
It's still in the garage, yeah, the underwear.
Yeah, the underwear.
Anyways, I couldn't post a video because we ended up exploding the oven in the house, and the landlords would have been absolutely furious. I got it all cleaned up and everything, but it actually it blew the door open. We like the underwear, we were trying to dry them, and they caught on fire in the oven and blew the oven door open, and a huge fireball came out the oven. I didn't catch it on video even, so. All right, next.
It seemed like
What?
a very oddball cast of characters from different corners of the internet. But what brought you guys together and think we should just make Roombas eat chocolate pudding? Like, how did that come about?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That video. I don't know. That's a really good question. I remember, because the idea for that video, what I started with was I wanted to make a Roomba, like the visual of like a Roomba right in front of a giant pile of chocolate pudding. And the visual didn't really come to be what I wanted it to be because the chocolate was like a little bit too liquid. I don't know if you can actually make a pile of pudding that like looks like a mountain because it's too heavy. So it just looks like a pool of like chocolate, like melted chocolate. And so I was thinking like, okay, if I want to have a vacuum cleaner fight a mountain of pudding, like how do I turn that into a video? Because you can't just make pudding and then stick the vacuum down because like the video is going to be like 3 minutes long and it's going to have like no purpose. And so I'm thinking, well, what can we do? And like, what if we have a competition where we have other challenges and we have the pudding as like the grand finale? And like, well, if we have a competition, then we need challengers. And so I hit up everybody that I knew in the area.
Side note before you continue, Williams also had this like lifelong weird thing of like he wanted a bunch of Roombas. I don't know where that came from, but he was like, I just want a pile of Roombas, like to do something funny. And so that was also that was something that you really wanted. And then the pudding also came later, but you really wanted like a pile of Roombas.
I saw all the memes of like the vacuum cleaner sucking up like dog crap or cat poop.
Because you were very adamant about like a lot of Roombas, even before you knew exactly what you were going to do.
I don't remember. I mean, that sounds familiar.
I remember, and I remember getting them, and it was like, oh my gosh, there's this stack of Roombas. What the heck?
Yeah, that wasn't even that expensive. All those Roombas cost so they were like off-brand ones. I think we spent less money than like a real Roomba. It was like $1,000 or something. Like a real Roomba, they're like $600 to $1,000, and we had a sponsor pay for it, which I think that's a whole nother story. Yeah, man, it was great. That was a fun day. Okay. Oh, did I answer the question? I think so. All right, next question.
William, shut the fuck up. You're a gay cunt, lad.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate the message.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. All right, next message.
What's the point of like
after
writing
filming, who eventually got to keep the tungsten cube?
We did.
I haven't. It's in my garage right now. I love it. It's such a cool Party trick. I had people keep trying to buy it, and it drives me nuts. I get emails, and they're like one of the emails, and they're totally serious too. It's like, I want to buy the cube, but it has some cosmetic damage, so I won't be able to like pay that much for it. And it's like, okay, I'm never gonna sell it because it's like it's cool. I want it. It's like it's very cool to show people, and like it's something that's like until you actually experience how heavy the cube is, it doesn't seem as cool like when you see it in real life. And people like will ask me, they'll be like, well, it's basically I can only pay like the scrap value of it, so I can give you like $200. And like the cube was so expensive, and it's still worth maybe not exactly what I paid for it because it's got some scratches in it, but anyways, I have the cube, and I'm never gonna sell it to anybody.
It's William's favorite toy, and he uses it actually surprisingly all the time for things that you wouldn't even think of. So it comes in handy.
All right, next. Thanks for the question. Next message.
Well, honestly, nice surprise seeing you on here again. I want to know, how has your YouTube career affected your, rental of your houses and living space? Because I remember seeing tweets from a while ago. You're just having trouble with landlords and fires and a lot of different things. So I just want to know the stories behind those.
The fire one was easy because it wasn't our fault. When we moved into the house that Michael and I first like moved in together, that one was easy. The second house we moved into after we got kicked out of I still don't know why we got kicked out of the first one. They never really said anything. But
weren't they like selling it or something? Like it ended up being that, but they didn't tell us.
They
really
never
sneaky.
sold it. I looked it up, and they had listed it for rent for like more than they could have raised the rent on us legally. And so I think I don't know if they booted us because of YouTube. I still had a suspicion because they asked to see some stuff that was like really specific that didn't make any sense. But when they told us that they were kicking us out, they basically like, oh, were you planning on renewing the lease? And I was like, yeah, I was hoping to go month to month. And they said, oh, well, the owner's not going to renew the lease. The second house, when we got kicked out and had to find a new one, I don't know how it happened, but they figured out the YouTube stuff, and oh my God, we had to write a letter to them and tell them that like we weren't gonna do anything. And basically I wrote the whole thing and then just made Michael put his name on it.
I know how they found out about YouTube.
Did Michael say something?
Yeah, when we did the walkthrough, Michael accidentally said something. It wasn't like intentional, and then the lady picked up on it like immediately. So it was like a harmless mistake. It's hard to like not say that because she was just asking so many questions. It was super harmless.
I thought we were done at that. We never did anything. Like we take really good care of the houses. It just looks bad sometimes.
Well, if you watch the video, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, but like even when we did the pudding video, like we went and bought a piece of carpet so we wouldn't damage anything, and like there literally was no damage. Everything got cleaned up, and you'd never even know we were there. Because I don't want to pay. They'll take your whole security deposit. Landlords are crazy.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Have you seen the video of you at one of your old houses saying that you just need to burn the whole house down and start over? Yeah, what do you think about that now?
Yes, it's funny. If you go look at the comments on the video, when I would like look at comments, every single comment was like timestamp. It's just a ridiculous coincidence. I mean, I can't even. What am I supposed to say? Like, it looks so suspicious. Like, it looks so bad, but it is funny. I mean,
we did not start that. So if that's the intention or anyone thinks or implication, definitely not.
Yeah. All right, next.
Do you miss making videos with Michael Reeves?
Yeah, Michael's fun to do videos with. Like even just if he's there and like pops in when you're doing something, it's fun. But then his sleep schedule started getting like really shifted, and you just never see him. He was no longer in videos because he'd like wake up at like 6 p.m. 7 p.m. go to bed at like 7 in the morning. I remember waking up one morning and he was like going to bed. I'm like, bro,
William,
what are you doing?
Every day I would wake up to go to work. He'd be like, good night. And I'm like, I'm going to work. Good morning. He's polite though. He'd say good night.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Thanks for the question.
Hey, bitch, suck my dick, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Y'all whack ass hoes, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Thank you, Hasty Man. I appreciate the comment. I appreciate the feel. It's nice.
Why? Is that what the point of this app is? People think.
Honestly, if I
silly.
was 13, I would do the same exact thing, so I can't hate.
Are you gonna be doing any more life hack videos?
I think so. I kind of feel like life hacks are a little bit, I don't know. Are they a little bit old at this point? Like I don't know. I just feel like sometimes they can feel a little cheap unless you find a really good one. Because it's almost like the life hack channels just they're like self-aware at this point. So it's like you know what I'm saying? It's like they know they're dumb, and you call them out for being dumb, and then everyone I don't know. Maybe.
How many places you've lived you've been kicked out of?
One, actually, only one. So the first one, we got the house burned down, and then we got kicked out of the house Michael and I were in, and then that's it so far. And then once, because Michael moved out into offline TV, and so then we stopped renting that house once the lease was up. So yeah, haven't gotten kicked out since the first time, surprisingly. All right, next question.
What would be your final meal on death row?
Ooh, that's a great question. A single grape, but just the skin of a single grape.
That's
What about
such
you?
a lie.
What?
That is not. That would not be your final. You love way too many other foods.
Okay, do I have to come up with a real answer? Probably maybe fried chicken or something. Or oh no, you know what? Actually, well, I like crab. I really like seafood. I really like crab. Every time we go to Costco, I see the frozen box of king crab legs. It's like $200, but I don't even know how many pounds of king crab leg it is. But every time I walk by that box, I just I need to fit. I'm gonna buy this one. I'm gonna buy this $200 box of crab legs. Maybe I'll find some people and we'll go in on a giant box of crab legs and then we'll just eat crab legs for dinner. We'll eat $50 worth of crab legs each because they're so expensive when you go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Maybe crab legs. What about you? A single grape, just the skin?
No, I would just want dessert.
Okay,
Oh
next
yeah,
question.
sushi probably.
So sushi dessert?
Sushi and dessert, like a lot of dessert, more dessert than food.
Okay.
If you had to choose between Neutron or Chelsea, what would you take?
Oh, that's an easy question.
Oh my God, Neutron.
Yeah, Neutron. I would choose Neutron over William.
Oh God, we're on the same page. Thanks for the question.
That's a good question.
Was your house burning down a blessing in disguise?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a tough question because that also changes over time. When it first happened, I would say no because even though we did a GoFundMe and people supported us a lot, I can't even begin to describe the negative effects of being displaced like that. And not knowing what you're gonna do and not knowing where you're gonna be. I mean, we lived in a motorhome and we were not even in one spot. I mean, it was the closest we'd ever been to actually being homeless. And so it was really bad. And then there was a lot of people that were just really weird and kind of nasty about the whole thing. It was a total roller coaster. So, but over time, I think that obviously, if that hadn't happened, things would be different. How would they be different? I don't know, but maybe they would be worse. So maybe the bad stuff we went through then led to things being better now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. That's a hard one. I mean, I still have PTSD from it, so I'm not, I don't know how to answer it super well, but I continuously go to therapy to work through that. So
that's what the cat's for.
Yeah, the cat is a big part of that. No, we got the cat. That was definitely part of it.
Thanks for the question. All right, next.
You don't have to say, but approximately how much money do you get per sponsor per video?
It's about, I think, half of the income. So a lot of people don't know this, but like you guys probably have seen Morgan in videos, and I hired him. So it's enough where I can like hire my friends to help do stuff full time. So it's like a small business, but we also spend a lot of money. I mean, like traveling and the materials for stuff and equipment. I
Battle
mean, even
bots.
just and the yes, okay. So here's the thing. Listen here. I spend a lot of money on stupid stuff, but it's business expenses, and the sponsorships pay for all of that.
Yeah,
I'll give you a hint.
you definitely
It's more than $1,000, and it's less than $1 million. I hope that clarifies. Wait, did I say that backwards?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. The cat is really cute and distracted me. I didn't listen to that last part.
All right, thanks for the question. We'll go to the next one.
Caretaker, which one of William's projects annoyed you the most?
Oh, this is a fantastic question.
Okay, so I would have probably the one that I got the most upset with was the salsa video, because we lived at a studio and he removed the garbage disposal from our studio, and then he filmed that like at 11 o'clock at night, and I had to wake up at 6 a.m. for work, and so he spewed salsa all over our entire studio, like everywhere, and it was awful.
Woohoo!
That was
delicious.
I was so mad. It was not that delicious.
All right, I feel like you're reliving trauma now. All right, next. I'll go to the next one. Thank you for the question.
When you realize COVID is 19, but it can't legally touch you,
Oh boy.
explain that.
All right, thank you for the question, Jacob.
Next.
I think that you might be mixing a couple different topics up. All right, next question.
A video I never really understood was, why did you throw so many chairs into that one room? Where did you get the chairs?
Yes.
Where were you?
Yes. That was.
Oh, is that
I feel
BattleBots?
like it was. Okay, well, you just ruined it.
Oh, I did. Sorry.
No, it was an abandoned or an office space, a huge office space that was no longer being used as an office, and they had just left all the furniture. So there was
But you were
basically
at BattleBots when that happened.
yeah, there's like this large office space attached to where they filmed that. And there's just a bunch of furniture in there that's just been sitting there for like 5 years or something like that. Good question. All right, next.
Will you ever make meth with Nile Red?
Oh my God. Every time I ask him, he says no. I said, Nigel, let's go to another country. And then he thought about it. I don't really know. I feel like
William has definitely asked him just like because it's funny, and especially with the show like Breaking Bad.
I would love to figure out how to actually do it though, because I think it's just such a funny idea. Like even if you make like such a small quantity that you couldn't even get a housefly high on meth, I think that's a great video.
You're a monster.
All right, next.
What's up, man?
Nothing much. Thank you for the message, Clav or whatever. All right, we're gonna go as fast as we can right now, and we're gonna try to wrap this up in 5 minutes because I have to. I got real bad diarrhea. Okay, that's good.
That
Thank
guy
you very
wrote something
much.
inappropriate.
Would you make any videos with Mark Rober, or if you have, would you make another one again, or would you choose any other famous YouTubers?
I would, yeah. I love making videos with other people. All right, next.
And he likes Mark.
Would you go on the H3 podcast again? And also, how was the experience of it?
Yeah, I would. I think so.
Yeah.
They're both very, very nice.
They're both really nice. They have a really cute child.
All right,
and
next. Sorry, Chelsea.
we would definitely go.
Will you ever biohack Jimmy Neutron?
We kind of did that. We kind of did that with the fire.
Yeah,
extinguisher.
that's true.
I feel like he just is too cats. I don't know. Cats are difficult. All right, we're going next.
Where are your hands on the Mohs hardness scale?
They're pretty low. The problem with hands is they're like a composite, right? So you've got a bunch of different like components. So it's like
His
it'll be
hands are like
soft.
gypsum.
What? Okay, next.
I remember Michael actually said on Cold Ones that he'd much rather collab with people who he actually enjoys hanging out with than people who make necessarily the same sort of content as he does. So would you ever consider collabing with someone that's maybe more of a commentary YouTuber or someone else in a different field entirely?
Yeah, I absolutely would. And I definitely I feel like Michael and I have talked about this because like the reason we never collaborated a lot is because there's something complicated about having to like build projects together. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like if someone has a problem and you help them solve it, like from a video perspective, it almost always works out better.
Yeah, think about like you're in school, group project. It's always really hard to like get people on the same page.
Because it's a lot of work. And you end up just, both of you do a lot of work for one person's video. It's awkward to get 2 videos out of it. All right, next.
Yeah.
Okay. First, I apologize on the behalf of my fellow 13-year-olds. Second of all, a quick suggestion for an idea. Create, so, like how Neutron, press the button to,
yes,
put out the fires. Try to, add more buttons. So he can control a Roomba and ride around like a little car.
So like more
Someone
skills to teach
wanted me to train him to play a piano. I feel like playing a piano is plausible because you're not training him to play the piano. You'd be like training him to press a button that's lit up. I know I could do that. I think it's gonna be so difficult to get him to do anything else.
But I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. All right, next.
What do you think about you transitioning from more science videos to more fun, creative videos?
I think it's easier to make videos. It can be really difficult to make sciencey stuff and try to make it entertaining. And like you usually get punished by YouTube. Like if you make something sciencey, it won't perform as well because people want something like relatable or memeable. It also trying to make a lot of content that's really like science heavy is brutal. Like it's really difficult to make
It's super time consuming.
Yeah.
And you have to order a lot of materials and parts, and so there's a lot of delay in between because you're waiting for stuff, especially with COVID.
Right. All right, next.
How's the laser printer going, and is it coming back?
I think
we talked maybe one day. I want to, but just a lot of work to do it again, even though I want to.
Caretaker, I just want to say I watched the H3 podcast, and I think you were talking about you being a teacher, and so I just want to thank you for teaching through this tough time, because my mom's a teacher, and so I understand kind of the stuff you're going through. So I just want to thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. That's really, really kind of you. And I'm I love my job. It's tough, and I hope your mom is doing well too. Oh my God,
so sentimental.
William, shut it.
Will you ever give the battle bot a funny dog name?
Battle butt. I don't know. You got any names?
Like
I don't got any. Damn
like
Stallion?
Rufus or something, or that'd be funny. Gunther.
All right, we're almost through. We're keep going.
Caretaker, did you actually use the closet William made for you?
Yes, I did.
And then
when we lived in the motorhome,
crap water.
Yeah, even after that, it made such a difference. Honestly, it was like because we were living in such small spaces, it made a huge difference. I really did.
You're welcome. All right, next. That was good. I like that. Thank you for the message. All right, next. Oh, geez. Where do you guys come up with these creative messages?
So I got a video suggestion. How about a high budget egg drop challenge? Like that sounds fun.
William would love to do that.
Oh my God. What do you spend the money on? We're gonna go get that box of king crab legs from Costco. And
no,
then
you've
still
talked about. I can't give away, but you've definitely had a high budget one idea. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it is though.
No, wait. When did I say this?
Well, like a high budget The phone teenager.
Oh yeah, that's different though. It's kind of similar.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Kind of
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
I just did this for that's a top secret. I think.
That's why I
At
didn't say anything.
present, is there an end goal for what you want to achieve with the BattleBot?
I just bought an encoder, magnetic encoder, which can mount to the lifting axle, so that we can have it hold position. I don't know. I want to. We'll do some upgrades to it, and then we'll just, I don't know.
My
got a
end
BattleBot.
goal is more important. My end goal is that he doesn't hurt the cat. That's all.
I'll just keep him out of the garage. All right, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us on stereo. We're gonna end it now.
It's actually
But we'll be
Neutron's
back.
dinner time right now. So.
Oh, it is. And we'll come back. I think probably in the next week or two. We're gonna do a couple more of these. So we'll catch you then. Bye. Thanks for coming.
Meow meow.
Meow meow.